Chosen one, stop scrolling. What you're feeling right now isn't random. This heaviness in your chest, this silence around you, it's because you finally did the one thing God has been waiting for. The night everything shifted. You didn't post about it. You didn't tell anyone. But there was a moment when you were alone, exhausted. And you whispered inside yourself, I can't live against my soul anymore. God was never waiting for perfection. He wasn't waiting for you to be healed. He wasn't waiting for you to be strong. He was waiting for honesty. For the moment you stopped pretending you were okay. Why chosen ones suffer in silence? You felt different even as a child. You saw through things others accepted. Crowds drained you. And solitude felt safer than fake connections. The loneliness that shaped you. People left when you needed them most. Not because you were unlovable, but because your destiny required separation. God isolates before He elevates. The awakening that hurt before it healed. Your old life started feeling heavy. Things you once enjoyed stopped satisfying you. You questioned everything, your purpose, your identity, your path. That confusion wasn't loss, it was awakening. The signs you tried to ignore. Your intuition grew louder. You noticed repeating numbers. You felt called to truth, depth, and meaning. God was knocking, gently at first. Why society tries to break chosen ones? Because you don't follow blindly. You feel deeply. You ask dangerous questions. And systems fear awakened souls. The breaking point that became your proof. There was a moment you almost gave up. Not because you were weak, but because you were tired of carrying everything alone. That moment was the final test. And you passed by choosing faith over escape. What you finally did, that changed everything. You stopped seeking validation. You stopped betraying your inner voice. You chose alignment over comfort. And heaven responded instantly. God trusts you now. That's why your energy feels different. That's why old temptations don't work anymore. That's why people feel you before you speak. Spiritual authority has activated. Your life is no longer just about you. You weren't healed to stay quiet. You weren't awakened to blend in. Your journey will light the path for others, whether they admit it or not. This is your point of no return. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't go back to who you were. This is the chapter where obedience accelerates destiny. And God moves fast when you move first. If this message hit your soul, don't ignore it. Like this video to seal this confirmation. Subscribe to Chosen Wave if you're ready to walk this path consciously. And comment below, when did you realize you were different? You're not late. You're not broken. You're chosen. The silence around you was not punishment. There were seasons when nobody called. Messages stayed unread. Your pain went unnoticed. That silence wasn't rejection, it was preparation. Why God hid you for so long? If people had access to you too early, they would have damaged you. Your heart was too open. Your spirit too pure. So God covered you with isolation. You were being watched the entire time. Even when you thought heaven was quiet. Even when prayers felt unanswered. Every tear was counted. Every night you survived without quitting mattered. The weight you've always carried. You carried family pain that wasn't yours. You absorbed emotions you didn't create. You felt responsible for everyone's healing. That weight was never normal, it was assignment-related. Why you always felt too much. Too sensitive. Too deep. Too intense. You weren't too much. You were just surrounded by people who felt too little. The inner war nobody saw. smiling on the outside, breaking on the inside, asking God questions you were afraid to say out loud. That battle shaped your spiritual strength. You were being trained without knowing. Every betrayal taught discernment. Every delay taught patience. Every loss taught detachment. Nothing was wasted. The day your spirit got tired of pretending, you reached a point where distractions stopped working. Noise felt unbearable. Fake conversations felt painful. Your soul demanded truth. Why old versions of you can't survive anymore. You can't tolerate dishonesty now. Your body reacts to misalignment. Your energy pulls away automatically. That's not attitude, that's evolution. The fear you felt before this shift. You sensed something big coming. It scared you because it meant letting go. Comfort had to die for calling to live. And you still chose growth. God waited for your permission. He never forces purpose. He waits for willingness. The moment you said, "I'm ready" inside, everything started moving. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Opportunities are aligning silently. Protection is surrounding you invisibly. Things are happening behind the scenes. You don't see it yet, but you will. The sensitivity you tried to hide. You felt everything more intensely than others. Words stayed with you longer. Energy affected your mood deeply. That sensitivity was never weakness, it was perception. Why your heart had to break multiple times. One heartbreak wouldn't have been enough. You needed layers removed. Illusions shattered. Attachments dissolved completely. God was stripping you, not punishing you. Ego had to fall. False identities had to burn. Dependence on people had to end. So purpose could rise clean. You learned to sit with yourself. No distractions. No noise. No external validation. Just you and your thoughts. The conversations you had with God in silence. No fancy prayers. No perfect words. Just raw honesty. Those were the prayers that changed everything. Why you stopped explaining yourself. You realized misunderstanding was inevitable. Clarity isn't for everyone. Some people only understand you after growth. So you chose peace over proof. Your energy no longer begs for attention. It attracts naturally. People feel drawn without knowing why. Others feel uncomfortable without reason. That's spiritual polarity activating. The guilt you carried was never yours. You apologized too much. You took blame for others' behavior. You tried to fix what wasn't broken in you. That burden is lifting now. God taught you detachment the hard way. Not everyone deserved access. Not everyone earned closeness. Love without boundaries drained you. So boundaries became sacred. The moment you chose self-respect, it felt lonely at first. It felt unnatural, but it felt right. That choice changed your trajectory. Why you no longer react like before. Silence replaced arguments. Distance replaced explanations. Observation replaced assumptions. You evolved emotionally. The inner peace that scares others. They don't understand your calm. They mistake it for arrogance. They project their chaos onto you. But you stay centered. You are never meant to be easily understood. Depth confuses surface-level minds. Truth disrupts comfort. Awakened souls disturb sleeping ones. And that's okay. God is teaching you mastery over emotion. Not suppression. Not numbness. But control. Authority begins internally. Your past no longer has a grip on you. Memories don't trigger like before. Pain doesn't control decisions. You remember without reliving. That's healing. Why you trust yourself more now. You've seen yourself survive. You've watched yourself grow. You've honored your intuition. Self-trust replaced fear. This version of you was earned. Through tears. Through nights of doubt. Through walking alone. Nothing about you is accidental. God is teaching you to move in stillness. Not rushed. Not desperate. Not loud. But intentional. Something is aligning quietly. You feel it but can't name it. Momentum is building beneath the surface. Timing is tightening. And you're ready. Why you had to heal before being seen. An unhealed chosen one attracts destruction. God needed you strong, not just gifted. Whole, not just talented. Now you are ready. This season feels strange for a reason. You're between who you were and who you're becoming. Old doors are closed. New ones haven't opened yet. Don't panic in the in-between. This pause is sacred. This stillness is strategic. This is where clarity forms and power settles. You are no longer asking for signs, because you are the sign now. Your presence disrupts darkness. Your words carry weight. Your energy exposes truth. The world will feel you before it understands you. Some will be drawn to you. Some will feel threatened. Some will try to test you. Stay grounded. Your assignment is bigger than comfort. That's why easy paths never worked. That's why shortcuts felt wrong. You were built for depth, not convenience. And depth requires sacrifice. This is only the beginning. What's coming will shock you, but it won't break you, because you are finally aligned. And heaven responds to alignment. The part of you that refused to die. You tried to silence your intuition. You tried to be normal. You tried to shrink to survive. But something in you refused to die. Why darkness targeted you early. Light threatens what lives in shadow. Confusion tried to claim you before clarity arrived. Heavy lessons came before soft days. You were attacked because you were marked. The emotional strength you never asked for. You learned to stay calm in chaos. You learned to function while breaking. You learned to carry pain quietly. That strength wasn't accidental. God allowed the pressure on purpose. Pressure reveals structure. Weak foundations collapse under it. But you endured. Because you were built with depth. The day you stopped begging to be chosen, you realized something painful. Nobody was coming to save you. So you saved yourself through surrender. And that's when heaven stepped in. Why your healing looked messy. You didn't heal politely. You questioned beliefs. You cut off people without explanation. Real healing doesn't ask permission. Your spirit outgrew old attachments. Some people felt familiar, not aligned. Some environments drained your life force. Your soul demanded elevation. So separation became necessary. The dreams that started feeling too real. Messages came while you slept. Faces you didn't recognize appeared. Scenes felt symbolic, urgent, alive. Your subconscious was being activated. Why you crave truth over comfort now. Small talk feels exhausting. Surface level happiness feels fake. You want meaning, not distraction. That hunger is divine. The authority growing inside you. Your words land heavier now. Silence speaks louder through you. You don't need to convince anymore. Your presence already does. God is teaching you when to speak and when to watch. Not every battle needs your voice. Not every moment requires reaction. Discernment is sharpening. Wisdom is settling in. You were prepared for betrayal before it happened. Something in you already knew. Your spirit sensed the shift early. Pain confirmed what intuition warned. And you survived it. Why you don't chase anymore? You learned your value in absence. You saw who vanished when you stopped giving. Peace became more important than proving. So you let go without noise. This new version of you is quiet but dangerous. Not aggressive. Not loud. Just unshakable. Grounded in truth. God is rewriting your identity. You're no longer defined by pain, or by who hurt you, or by what you lost. You're being reintroduced to yourself. The waiting is refinement, not delay. Timing is aligning with capacity. Blessings are matching maturity. What's coming requires stability. And you finally have it. You can feel something approaching. Your spirit feels alert. Your intuition is awake. Your heart is calm but focused. That's anticipation, not anxiety. You're standing at the edge of a new chapter. The old chapter has closed quietly. No announcement. No closure conversations. Just release. Chosen one, this is where you respond. If this message reached your soul, it's not by accident. Like this video to seal the alignment you just felt. Subscribe to Chosen Wave if you're done sleeping on your purpose and ready to walk in truth. And comment below, what was the exact moment you knew God was calling you deeper? Don't stay silent. Your voice activates others. Your presence matters.